What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse, and this is the Auditorium where I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is a Patreon request for Arjan. This is the return of Killer Instinct, aka Mick Gordon, who most of you may know as the composer for Doom. Well, it's been a while, and this song is called I'm Back to Rise, featuring Omega Sparks. Don't know who that is. But this is from the Mick Gordon official YouTube, and I was looking at the description. Man, this thing is loaded. It has background vocals from Allie Edwards, which I'm pretty sure that's Casey Edwards' wife from Devil May Cry, and then Faye Newborough. I don't think I've heard of that name. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is a character theme. I think most Killer Instinct songs are character themes. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But either way, I'm excited. It's been a while, and the first thing I listened to is some Killer Instinct. So let's go. I am back to Rise. Cassette deck? Oh, I think it is a character theme.
I used to be the flash of a star, chilling with cash and cars, but somewhere lost my past. It's hard now the combo gym, getting back my art. With the fury inside, you can't match my spark. So, regard for a shot in your chest. I got the instinct to do it in this battle with death. This is my time to rise, you can't ride on my steps. I'm gonna win, and it don't matter who challenge me next. So I can power through you with no risk, leaving your soul twisted up in my close fist. Take notice, I'm saying it's the coldest, baddest erratic fighter you can face on the foes list. The knockout king to all my opponents. I'm taking every moment to win, baby, I own it. Yeah, I stop the zoning with flurries and combinations, saying you would hate me, cause my skills are way great. I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to. Let the truth be told, I feel on fire when my passion flow. I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to.
This is unexpected.
But I'm more prepared on my redemption road. I rip my foes when I trip and flip modes. You can't slip my blows. I'm on the comeback. It took out all of your headsmiths in with the glow. I'm the champ that the fans hate. Hard, rugged, star-studded and mighty, and leaving you all bloody and making your face ugly. Jab, hook, uppercut. For my blow when it impacts up your gut. You wanna try to beat the champ?
I've never heard Mick Gordon like this. Yeah, based on the lyrics, I'm pretty sure this is TJ Combo, the boxer guy.
You can't stop my reign. Back to, I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to. Let the truth be told, I feel on fire when my passion flow. I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to.
Catchy.
I'm back to. Let the truth be
I want to hear these Allie Edwards vocals. See what that's about. Oh, some range on the vocal cadence. No more yelling. Whoa. Oh, it turned really 90s for a second. The lyrics are so cheesy in like the nicest way possible, but it's great. Hearing jabs, knockouts, crosses.
wanna see how you rock, if you're great or not. Wanna take my spot, better train the box. I put the game on lock, and my ring won't stop. I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to, I'm back to. Let the truth be
So aggressive of a beat. Of course, as I say that. Ooh. Okay. Nice dynamic change. Oh, I hear vocals in the background. Damn, Mick. It's a long song. Oh yeah, I see the background. TJ C. It does have that like boxing energy. Like I remember Ready to Rumble boxing. I can definitely see a character coming out to this, coming into the ring. Way longer than I'd imagined. See what Mick has in store for us. This is one of those Mick infamous long breakdowns. Bum, bum, bum. This is a lot of thought put into the song. It's very elaborate. It's like a single. Slowly coming back up. This is so fascinating to me. Oh, so that's Ali and Faye. Oh, it's ending. All right. So apologies if my mic was a little loud there. I kept seeing my levels go up. It's a new mic, so I'm still getting used to it. Um, yeah. So first things first, the elephant in the room for me was this is Mick Gordon, right? Every time I've heard Mick Gordon prior to this has been crazy heavy metal breakdowns and electronic buffoonery in the nicest way possible. Very rhythmic. Mick Gordon is one of the most rhythmic composers out there. Like drums, bass. There's a whole lot of movability and dance ability. Even in the heavy metal stuff, it's like you can like, you know, people that don't even listen to that kind of music still respect like Mick Gordon's sound because it's so fulfilling to the ears and like to the body to kind of move around. So this is the first time I've ever heard anything like this from Mick on this kind of hip hop side, this kind of beat side, and that's what I was thinking the whole time. Like, dude, this guy is, you know, it didn't sound like to me like someone who's been doing mostly heavy metal stuff, and then this. It just sounded like someone who knew what they were doing with music, if that makes sense. I would never have guessed that they don't typically do this kind of stuff. Maybe they do. You know, maybe they're a lot of artists, including myself, don't release everything. Maybe in their downtime, maybe they just make beats all the time and they open Fruity Loops and who knows. So it didn't seem like a random first magical occurrence that came out. Like this person knows what they're doing, and that's why Mick Gordon is kind of like highly respected. But I just had no idea he had that in him. Which is kind of interesting. It's like I said, hip hop, but it's mostly based on that kind of style. But also, when this released, I'm not sure when this released or when the song released, but I'm aware that Killer Instinct was around somewhere in its heyday, like 2013, 2016. I could be totally wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's like in the 2010s. And in that time period, we had a lot of, like Skrillex and stuff like that, and I kept hearing Skrillex in here, even though Skrillex isn't really like hip hop; it's more on the dubstep thing. I did hear like some, I think it's called Bangarang, one of his biggest hits, or even Reptile. I think it's called Reptile. Either way, it sounded like Skrillex to me. It sounded like Mick. It sounded like Doom. It sounded like what it didn't sound like to me was Killer Instinct, which is funny because there's really no sound to KI. KI is very unique in itself because, from what I know, it's mostly character themes and like a main theme and stuff. I don't think there's stage themes, as far as I know. And whereas Doom, if I recall correctly, Doom is more like stage and arena music. I could be wrong about that too. I haven't played either game. But for KI, it's cool because these characters are from around the world. They're different backgrounds, different ethnicities, all this. And as I was hearing the song, I was like, okay, yeah, this definitely is fitting towards the character, like really much so. Like TJ Combo is a boxer, he's kind of elaborate and all that. So I was like, and then that's why I said the lyrics were so, and I say this super like nicely when I say they were like corny kind of lyrics. What I mean by that is like they were kind of just very like video game kind of lyrics for like an advertisement or something. I don't want that to sound mean, but when you start saying like very specific things as lyrical content, like like hooks, jabs, and crosses and all that, like very specific things, it's just fun. It's a fun time. It's nothing bad. But I was like, okay, this definitely sounds like VGM. It reminded me a little bit of a something that came way before it. And not in the music style, but in the vocal style. This kind of, I've never heard of Omega Sparks, but dude is clearly has a lot of range, very talented. Started off with this very kind of like aggressive, almost yelling, like clear, you can hear what he's saying, but like very yelling. And then halfway through, he kind of went into this more like talking, a lot more calm. But that original vocal style reminded me of the original theme song to Grand Theft Auto 1. Grand Theft Auto 1? Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 1. That song had its own theme song. Well, they all do, but that one had like its own like I think it was like a main menu song, and it was called Joyride. Don't remember by who. I think the Shadas. Oh man, I'm just way back. But if you listen to that, you'll kind of recognize the same vocal style, very energetic. And also, Ali Edwards and Faye. Let me see. Faye Newborough. Okay. Well, I'm guessing those were those little like kind of like angelic vocals on the background side, which is really cool because I had no idea that those two entities kind of knew each other. Because funnily enough, when I think of Doom, I also think of Devil May Cry. I think it's because they both start with D and they both kind of have this sort of like emphasis on like not gore but like battling, I guess. I don't know. That's just, who knows. Same with Diablo. All these D names. So it's cool that like those worlds clash, right? It's like it's Mick Gordon and then Casey Edwards is a significant other, and I'm like, oh. So it kind of did sound like, it sounded like a lot of everything, to be honest. It sounded like old school, like 90s rap at some points. It sounded like kind of 2010s dubstep. It sounded like some hints of Doom. It sounded like Devil May Cry 5 in this case. It was all over the place, but it was a lot of energy. And, I kept thinking, I'm like, no matter what, it still has Mick's little like flavoring on it, which is ultimately rhythm, breakdowns, amazing drums, drum pads, keys, an elongated kind of like breakdown into a like heavy drop. It was interesting because I just never heard that style from him. And I'm very curious what else he can do. Because now I'm curious, like, I want to hear him make like a reggae beat. But with these, I'm pretty sure he makes everything himself. I don't know if I know he plays guitar, but I'm pretty sure he makes everything himself, like everything. So totally different for me. I never expected that sound from KI. Actually, no, I take that back. I never expected that sound from Mick. From KI, KI is very experimental because of, like I said, of like different characters and what they bring to the table. Like for example, I think it's Hisako. I love that song, and that song very much fits her. It's like a demon ghost lady, and that's what the song sounds like. And then this one's like an elaborate boxer, and that's what it sounds like. Like I heard, like like the announcer, and coming up next is, and then they come out to that song. That's exactly what that song sounded like, right? That kind of hype music. But yeah, it's really cool. We still have more KI to go. Some big requests actually for KI. So a shout out to Omega Sparks. Never heard anything from them. It's great, cool. The lyrics are all on here too. I didn't even know the lyrics. I was just kind of hearing them. But yeah, this is the official. 8 million views. Recorded in Australia. I do like the how clean and organized Mick Gordon's descriptions are. Like, it's perfect. Anywho, thank you Arjan, and thank you KI community and Doom community. Actually, that I think about it, what else has Mick done? I never even thought about that. I know Mick for literally these two games only. I've never once thought, I'm like, what else has he done? That's a good question. Anywho, great. If you want to make a request to me, you can do so on Patreon or PayPal. Either are totally fine if you don't mind waiting. The wait list is massive, massive, massive. And if you want to skip the line, there is the Platinum tier on Patreon, which I provide, and that skips the line essentially. A big shout out to my current supporters of that: Justin, Kevin, Patrick, Your Average Metalhead, Shadow Maxim, Vanadil, Turnarchlight, and Kalanin. And until the next time, dudes and dudettes, it's been fun. My name is Jesse, and I will see you in the auditorium. Take it easy.